What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing amazing. This is Nas, and welcome to the biggest NFT opportunity in 2022. I want to talk about what exactly are we going to do in 2022 with NFTs, with blockchain in general, all right? So come on in, stay tuned, because I'm excited to show you what are my thoughts about opportunities for developers and project managers, all right? Let's get into it. So, of course, you guys know the biggest thing is why NFT specifically? What has NFT provided to us, and why is it such a big value, and why is it that it's gone up so much in price, and why is there all this hype about NFTs right now? By the way, how's it going, everybody? Good to see you guys. What's up, Joe and Ear? Good to see you guys. So why NFT specifically, right? Well, the biggest thing I feel like is that, and you can of course see it from everybody else, is that it gives users basically VIP access almost, and ownership of something, right? May that be ownership of a product, a company, and so forth. If you take, for example, like a company, right? Let's just say Apple, right? Well, Apple has stocks, right? So with stocks, for example, what you do is you go into it and you buy a stock and you own a piece of the company. And so you have the right to actually see what, or actually have input on what the company is doing. With NFTs, it's a similar fashion as well, is that you have some input on what the company is doing as well. And you can even have a part of the company and be making passive income and be making or have some VIP access to some sort of, I want to say some sort of solution or some sort of product. And we'll talk about exactly what the product is. What's up, Mark? What's up? Good to see you guys, as always. Hey, beautiful. So that is why NFTs have become so big. If you think about, CryptoPunks, if you think about apes, it's VIP access to something. If you think about VFriends, it's VIP access to a community, right? So you can later on go to VCon, so you can later on go to a conference where like-minded people are at. That's what makes this so special. And of course, guys, go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the notification button. Let's go ahead and beat that YouTube algorithm. Help us out with that side. But on that, let's continue on. So of course, as you know, we got CryptoPunks. We've got, for example, like Bored Apes. All of those are really important examples of successes of NFTs. Okay, they came in. They were one of the first ones that came in here and actually showcased what blockchain is all about. And more so, it also talked about what blockchain is capable of. Before, blockchain was just like this big word. It's like, oh, well, it can do some cool stuff here. It can do some cool stuff here. But when CryptoPunks, and Bored Apes came into play, everything changed. NFTs became a big issue, right? NFTs became the biggest thing that we now look forward to when getting into blockchain itself. Right? And that's what they brought, is they brought that skill, they brought the interest to the blockchain world in general, of course, right? And I think this is only getting started. They are just a start. What's up? Good to see you guys. Hey, beautiful. Moving forward, guys, right? Take example, like for example, Fly Fish Club, okay? Gary Vee started this project, right? And as you can see, this is the world's first NFT restaurant. Right? Imagine this. In order for you to go into a restaurant, to be part of a restaurant, you have to have an NFT. And this NFT actually costs a lot of money. I think this NFT costs 2 ETH or something, or 3 ETH. I kind of forget about that at this point. But this is what we're starting to see. Imagine now having a club, a board, let's just say maybe it's like a boat club, where in order to be part of it, you have to have an NFT. Imagine how now, in order to be part of a runners club, you have to have an NFT. You know what I mean? It's something, it allows you to create your own economies, and something that we couldn't do before. Why? Because of blockchain. Boom, right there, right? That's one example, right? Check this one out. What's up, Jimmy? Good to see you, brother. Amazing, right? For example, there's other examples of how NFTs are doing really well. For example, we created a project called I Stand With Ukraine, which this project is basically was made to literally help raise funds for Ukraine, to help raise funds for Ukrainian army, Ukrainian civilians, where 100% of the proceeds go directly to there, right? And again, it's all using NFTs. It's all using impactful art, right? It's not just you donating money. You donate money to a cause, right? There's another project, for example, that was called the Ukrainian DAO. Did an amazing job. They raised, I think, over $6 million for Ukraine in general using NFT, right? So what I'm trying to get to here is that the opportunities and what NFTs stand for is a lot more than just a picture. If you think that it's just a picture, then you're thinking wrong, my friend. That's just it. You're thinking in the wrong direction. Okay, you gotta be thinking about what is the opportunity here. Okay, for example, another one, Neo Tokyo, guys. What's up, Frankie? Always good to see you here, brother. For example, Neo Tokyo, right? What is Neo Tokyo about? Well, Neo Tokyo it's a project where people can actually, when they get the NFT, it actually creates passive income, guys. It creates passive income for other developers or for other people who own the NFT. Imagine that. You hold an NFT and it gives you passive income. How cool would that be? Will you be up to that? I think so, 100%, right? So that is what NFTs are bringing this, right? And it's part of an economy, right? A lot of companies, for example, that we are working with, right? We're building decentralized organizations. We're building DAOs. We're building NFTs so that later on you can use them in a DAO, for example, and invest that money into somewhere else. You can use an NFT in a decentralized application. Imagine having an NFT for Facebook or for access to a certain application. Like, I'm not sure, like, what is your favorite application depending on what it is? For example, my favorite app, Ecamm is one of my favorite apps, but for example, Instagram. In order for you to have access to Instagram, you have to have an NFT. Imagine that, right? Your favorite restaurant, who knows? And so let's talk about now, what are the opportunities for project starters, right? Because there's two opportunities here. There is the opportunity for the developer, and there's the opportunity for project starter, and both are very powerful. So for project starters, of course, it's your opportunity to create a community at this point, right? It is your opportunity to bring together, to create the Web 3.0 world, to be at the forefront of Web 3.0. So, for example, to create the Facebook of Web 3.0, to create the Google of Web 3.0, right? And all with the thinking behind of taking a community right here, right? Coming together, creating a piece of code, right? Which is the NFT, of course. And to be able to create a decentralized application or to create a decentralized game using NFT, right? All with that goal. You're creating a community with a mindset of doing something with that. Maybe you want to, like, for example, one of the biggest things I want to think about is like a hackathon, right? Imagine that in order to be part of a hackathon, you have to have an NFT, right? Or another big thing nowadays is when you buy the NFT, you actually can use NFT in the metaverse, right? Like, just say a piece of clothing, for example, right? That's an example. For example, we are currently working with a project with a shoe brand right now where the NFT that we'll use, it's a 3D hoodie. That's right, 3D hoodie that can later on be used in the metaverse. How cool is that, right? So that's just an example of what you can do. And this is for project starters, right? Again, all of this with the goal of growing a company, growing a business, growing a decentralized organization, growing a community together with the people. That's the whole point, guys, of blockchain. The whole point of blockchain is to have an equal amount of say in something, right? So if you're just a project starter, imagine this, it's the whole community is doing this together with you. You're not alone. You're not the main person. Yes, you're the main person who started this, but it's the people who are driving this, right? So now let's talk about the opportunity for developers, right? It's like, okay, maybe you want to start a project, but maybe you want to be the person who develops it, the person, as they say, who teaches people who actually fishes, I guess. Is that what the right thing to say? Fishes, right? Or catches the fish or does something with the fish. I'm not sure, right? You're the developer. You build the stuff, okay? And so opportunity for developers is very large as well because NFTs are built on blockchain. And you have to build stuff using, of course, code to make it all work, right? If you want the NFT to work in the metaverse, you have to make that happen. If you want the NFT to be minted, you have to be a developer that makes that happen, right? And so where is the opportunity here now at this point? Well, I'll tell you kind of my story and how I started here, right? So, for example, I fully went into NFTs, I would say probably about 6 or 7 months ago. And I decided this was going to be my path moving forward, because I love this path and it's something that really interests me. And I see this, as being at the forefront of the new Web 3.0. And it's not just, for me, it's not just about the big names or, the big titles, the hype titles, Web3 and stuff like that. I actually do see an opportunity, because if you think about it, the YouTubes of Web3 hasn't been created. The Facebooks of Web3 hasn't been created. The Googles of Web3 hasn't been created. It's not there yet, but it's slowly building. And to me, that's the coolest part here. Okay. So, when I got into this, right, I realized, okay, well, I just want to learn this right now. So I decided to learn this. I took some time to learn this. I use different resources like YouTube, even Udacity, for example, to learn it. And all of a sudden, as I started to put out content, also as I started to put out what exactly I'm doing, I started to have people hit me up and say, hey, Nas, can you do this for me? Hey, Nas, can you do an NFT for us? Hey, Nas, can you do this for us? And as I realized, I'm like, holy moly, like more and more people are just rushing into this to try and get this to do this as much as possible, right? It almost feels like the gold rush right now, pretty much, right? Everybody's trying to get this done because they think that it's going to be over at some point. I personally don't think so. I only think it's going to keep going up, right? But this gold rush of people who want to become, who want to launch NFTs is happening right now specifically. And so this is what we're doing. And so together with a team of people, we got together and we started building NFTs. That's right. We built one project, another project, third project. Now we're doing 2 more projects right now. You see, so it just kind of snowballs and it started to come back. And now I finally see the big picture. I finally see why they're so useful. Because compared before, I really kind of just saw it as a piece of art. It's just a picture, right? But the same thing, you can ask yourself a question like, why is it like, what piece of art is important? Like, for example, what are some pieces of art that are really popular? I don't know, Da Vinci. Is Da Vinci an artist? I'm not sure. I think Da Vinci is an artist, right? I think so. So if you're thinking, for example, his piece of art, right? Why is he so popular? Why is his piece of art so popular? Well, because it's what it represents. So nowadays, it's the NFTs, what they represent that actually holds the value, right? It's not just a piece of art. So start with developers. What are you going to do? Well, for you, you're pretty much going to be the coder that makes an NFT happen. You're the builder, right? And builders make, well, let's just say this, a lot of money to make this happen. Right now, here's what's going on. The supply of developers is very low. What does that mean? Right, there's not a lot of developers right now who do this. I think overall, there's about 18,000 developers in NFT space who know blockchain, which is so low, guys. So low, right? Compared to, think about it, as millions of developers who are out in the world who know Web 2.0 stuff, right? So very, very big differences, of course, right? Now, of course, developers are going to continue going up. There will be more developers, to learn this kind of stuff. But with that said, so that means the NFT opportunity is going to continue going up. So right now, you want to capitalize. Right now, you want to learn this blockchain, especially if you're in the blockchain space. You're like, okay, this is interesting. You want to capitalize on this and say, hey, okay, well, I'm an NFT developer. I can develop NFTs for you. So that is what you're going to do. That is the opportunity right here. You see what I mean? You are the one moving the world forward. That's what you're doing here, my friend, okay? So some things you can build dApps, right? You can build decentralized applications, right? So for companies, right? You can build DAOs, decentralized dApps, decentralized apps, DAO, decentralized organizations. I sometimes mix those up, right? You can build NFTs for companies, right? For example, one of the things that we're doing right now is we built a project called NFT Cheese, where literally, the whole goal of that project was to have a token that gives you access to a product. That's the whole goal. Then we're building another project right now where that token as well gives you access to a whole suite of products. How cool is that? And we're building another project right now where pretty much it's a little bit different here. If you buy the physical product, you get the NFT. How cool is that? Right? So the opportunities are just starting to pile up. And to me, that's the most interesting part. And this allows you to grow not just, in what you're doing, but it allows you to grow financially, guys, like it or not. It allows you to grow financially. And it's not just in the NFT space. Like, if you think about the NFT space, Axie Infinity, right, made $2 billion in NFT launches, right? VFriends, $90 million within a week's worth of NFT launch, right? $22 million for Adidas Originals NFT launch. I was actually part of the Adidas launch. I could not get myself the one NFT. I was so sad. I mean, I tried to buy it, after market, but then I sold it. And I was like, shit, I should not have sold it. I got really pissed at myself. It's okay. It's okay. It's all behind us. Okay. It's all behind us. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah. So now, why am I showing these numbers? Why are they so important? Well, the reason being is actually because when you're a developer, when you're part of a project, it's not just about, of course, I want to say that yes, it is about bringing value. It's about building a project that has, a certain underlying aspect behind it. But of course, everybody also thinks about, okay, well, what's in it for them? How do they capitalize on this? Well, think about it like this. As a developer, you actually can get a percentage of a certain product, of an NFT mint. Selling an NFT mint is really simple because you can say, hey, well, as a developer, I'm going to make you $22 million within 1 month. They'd be stupid not to say no. Wait, they'd be stupid to say no. There you go. You see what I mean? So they're making $22 million. You can say, hey, I'm making $22 million for you. I get a cut of that. So for example, we do projects where, if you think about it, projects can range between $50,000 to $100,000 from just a cut, of a project. That's right. And so you can even grow bigger. If the project, makes $30 million, you can make $200,000, right? So projects alone can be, of course, because people always think about, hey, what is the financial gain am I going to get out of this? Projects alone can be amazing for you in terms of, hey, you don't have to even get much upfront if in the end you really believe in the project. Of course, you have to believe in the project to actually think about it. If it's just some project that's like, oh, it's not going to do much, then be careful, of course, with that. But if you believe in the project it's going to do really well, then, you can talk with and negotiate in a way where, you can make a lot more on the back end. The back end meaning after the mint. Okay. And so that's really cool. And when you do that, you can actually put that into a contract so that that contract cannot be tampered with. Meaning you can actually put it into an NFT contract that you get some percentage of the NFT, and then they get the rest of the percentage of the NFT as well. How cool is that? We actually did that recently for NFT cheese, which is really cool. So that's just an examples, right? But it doesn't stop there, guys, because of course, for us, one of the biggest things nowadays is at the same time, you can also be building not just NFTs, but also helping NFT communities. So another thing that people are doing right now is they are creating bots. That's right. They're creating bots. So for example, they'll create a bot. They'll go to an NFT community that wants to, grow and so forth. They'll say, hey, for $1,000, or let's just say over 0.3 ETH, we'll install a bot for you that will show you the floor price of your project. And that's it. And that's awesome because you can see the floor price of the project. That's amazing, right? Or for $1,000, we'll go ahead and show you a bot that will, install a bot for you on your Discord that will, gives you kind of the total sales, on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And that's cool, right? Like this, that's really cool solution because that builds community, that builds trust with the people, everything, and that builds hype. And so people will do that. And so now imagine you charge $1,000, $2,000 per project. There's hundreds of projects nowadays, right? You do one project, second project, you could be doing between 5 projects per day where you can install this piece of software. It's a SaaS business at this point. So you're doing a software service, which is you have one piece of bot, you install many Discords, and that's it, right? So your goal at this point should be, go into as many Discords as possible and figure out how you can be of help, right? So that's kind of what the opportunity that I see, and this is only the starting point. I fully believe in that. We're only starting in 2022, and I can imagine what's going to happen in 2023, 2024, moving forward. I am beyond excited for this opportunity, and beyond excited for this, future that we're going to have. Blockchain, metaverse, one of the coolest things we want to do is now get into the metaverse space as well. So we'll get slowly get into the metaverse spaces, too, with a few NFT projects, and it's real. Well, I recently met a friend of mine, actually. Well, I made a friend but he runs all of his coaching calls. Imagine running coaching calls for his crypto mastermind, right? Crypto mastermind. He runs all his coaching calls in the metaverse, guys. In the metaverse. How cool is that, right? In the metaverse. And literally you put on goggles. So whenever you actually get into his mastermind, they will send you goggles like these what is it? What are they called? The VR goggles? Yeah, VR goggles. They'll send you VR goggles. And then from there, you're good. You could just put on VR goggles and then you go. There's a big house. He showed me the whole thing. Actually, it's real, the whole thing. There's a big house. You go into the house. You can see, different, rooms. You go into a room where they teach, and that's it. And you're learning. And so to me, when I thought this was like, oh, it's not real. That doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? It's all just a bunch of hype. But it actually is real. And somebody is still hype. But it is real, guys. It is real. So the question, what should you be doing now at this point, right? Moving forward. What do you do now? Yeah? That's the question. What do you do now? Well, you should do, there's a few things you do. The first thing you should do is you should immerse yourself in this field. If this is something you're interested in, immerse yourself as much as possible. May that be, go to Twitter Spaces, go to Discords, participate, be part of the communities on NFTs, right? Listen to NFT channels, right? Be part of projects, buy NFTs if you can, right? You immerse yourself into that space. First thing. The second thing you can do is you can learn how to actually build this, right? How to start building this kind of stuff. Maybe you're a developer already and you are seeing that this is a potential opportunity in the future. Okay, so there you go. So then what you want to do is you want to be building this kind of stuff. You want to be building these projects. You want to be building the future of Web 3.0. So start learning, right? Because this is still just a start, even though Web blockchain has been around for a long time now. This is still just a start. We're still only 18,000 developers in. Like, this is just, it's mind-boggling. So there's two ways here. You can either be the leader of Web 3.0, or you could be the person trying to catch up to Web 3.0. That's the thing, right? And either one is fine, though. I know I put that thing on there. Either one is fine. For me, this was just really interesting, like in terms of like what you can do yourself, right? And the opportunities here. Like it's so much easier in this space in the Web 2. I switched this because I realized, hey, I kind of knew everything in Web 2. I've been in Web 2 for a long okay, I cannot take this one seriously. I've been in the Web 2 for a long time now, and so it was time for me to actually completely switch. And I did. I'm really happy I did. Really happy I did. Because now what we're building, now what we're doing is so different, than I ever could imagine what we could do. And I see a big future, and especially if you are at the forefront, you're one of the beginners. It's like the landscape. It's so free. It's like a playground. It's a playground. So you can either have fun on the playground and just explore and be part of it, or you can be on a different playground, which is completely fine either way, right? So that is kind of what the opportunity that I see, guys, in 2022 is build NFT projects, be part of an NFT project. And that I think will lead you on bigger opportunities like DAOs, decentralized apps, and so forth. That is my 2 cents, guys. By the way, guys, if you guys are interested, for those of you who are watching, if you guys are interested, I am also doing, I teach people who want to learn how to build NFTs. I teach people, how to build and launch your first NFT collection. I do workshops. We do less workshop about, I think 1 month ago we did one workshop. It was really successful. So amazing. We're doing another one for April. That one's already full, actually. So you won't be able to get into that one, but might be able to get into the one for May. So if you are, just go ahead and text me down below. You'll see the number to text to go ahead and be part of workshops like these, right? And be part of the Web3 community. On that, guys, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Hit me up on Instagram at Naz Dumansky. Other than that, it's been fun. I just want to rant. I want to come out here and rant what exactly it is that I'm doing, with my company, and what exactly it is that we're trying to build. and how you can build it yourself as well, right? Because I don't want to just go there alone. I want to go there with a team of people, and that to me is fun. Okay, yeah, that to me is fun. I love that. And so yeah, guys, if you have any questions, like I said, DM me. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the let me see. Hold on. Hey, let's go. Apply below. That's right. So on that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.